Hello everybody. In this video, you will find explanation of Act 3, Scene 4 in details. This is a scene where Portia plans to save Antonio from the clutches of the Jew, the Shylock, and disguises herself as a lawyer, accompanied by Nerissa as her clerk, leaves for Venice, and entrusts Lorenzo and Jessica the charge of her house, that is, her house to be taken care of in her absence by Lorenzo and Jessica. Now let's come to the text. The scene takes place in Belmont in a room in Portia's house, and we have Portia, Nerissa, Lorenzo, Jessica, and Balthazar in the scene. Lorenzo: Madam, although I speak it in your presence, you have a noble and true conceit of godlike amity, which appears most strongly in bearing thus the absence of your lord. Madam, although I say it in your presence, you have a noble and a true understanding of the divine friendship. Godlike amity means divine friendship, which appears more strongly, which shows more strongly in the way you endure the absence of your Lord. But if you knew to whom you show this honor, how true a gentleman you send relief. But if you only knew to whom you are showing this honor, whom is Antonio here? He is referring to Antonio. How true a gentleman you send relief. How true the gentleman is to whom you are sending the help. Gentleman is again here Antonio. How dear a lover of my Lord, your husband, and how loving friend my Lord, that is Antonio, is of your husband. I know you would be prouder of the work than customary bounty can enforce you. I am sure you would have been more proud of the generosity that you have shown. In this speech, Lorenzo is praising Portia, and at the same time he says that true praise is one which is spoken in the absence of a person, but though he is speaking in presence of Portia, he is honest in his speech. Portia: I never did repent for doing good, nor shall not now. I had never repent for doing something good. I had never done, nor will I now. For in companions that do converse and waste the time together, whose souls do bear an equal yoke of love, there must be needs a like proportion of lineament, of manner, and of spirit. When two friends that talk and spend time together, and whose souls are joined together by the same bond of love, that is equal yoke of love, there must necessarily be the same proportion, same characters, manner, and spirit between them. Which makes me think that this Antonio, being the bosom lover of my Lord, must needs be like my Lord. And it makes me think that Antonio, who is an intimate friend of my Lord Bassanio, he must be just like my Lord Bassanio. If it be so, how little the cost I have bestowed in purchasing the semblance of my soul from out the state of hellish cruelty. And if that is true, if Antonio is like my husband, then how little I have spent in purchasing the resemblance of my soul, in purchasing something which looks alike my soul, my Bassanio, and to bring him out from the state of hellish misery, hell-like misery. This comes too near the praising of myself, therefore no more of it. Here other things. So this comes very close to praising my own self. So we will speak no more of it and speak of something else. Lorenzo, I commit into hands the husbandry and manage of my house until my Lord's return. Lorenzo, I give it in your hand the control management of my house until my Lord Bassanio returns. For mine own part, I have toward heaven breath a secret vow, and as far as I am concerned, I have made a solemn vow, a solemn pledge to live in prayer and contemplation, to live in prayer and meditation, only attended by Nerissa here, until her husband and my Lord's return. I will be only attended by Nerissa there until her husband Bresciano and my Lord Bassanio return. There is a monastery 2 miles off, and there we will abide. There is a monastery 2 miles away, and there we will remain. There we will stay. I do desire you not to deny this imposition, the which my love and my necessity now lays upon you. I request you not to deny this task which my present necessity make me place upon you. Portia has a plan in her mind to leave for Venice to save Antonio from the Jew, but doesn't disclose her plan to Lorenzo and Jessica. Madam, with all my heart, I shall obey you in all fair command. Madam, with all my heart, I will take all your honored commandments. That means I will accept whatever you have asked me to do. Portia, my people do already know my mind. My people are aware of my plan and will acknowledge you and Jessica in place of Lord Bassanio and myself. My people, they are aware of my plan and they will accept you as an authority and also Jessica in place of Lord Bassanio and myself. And so farewell till we shall meet again, and therefore goodbye till we meet again. Lorenzo, fair thoughts and happy hours attend on you. May your thoughts be pleasant and your hours pass happily. Jessica, I wish your ladyship all heart's content. I wish for you, my lady, the fulfillment of all the desires of your heart. Portia, I thank you for your wish, and I am well pleased to wish it back on you. Fare you well, Jessica. I thank you for all your good wishes, and I am very happy to wish all the same for you. Fare you well, Jessica. Goodbye, Jessica. Exeunt Jessica and Lorenzo. Jessica and Lorenzo, they leave the scene, and now we have Portia, Nerissa, and Balthazar present on the stage. Now, Balthazar, as I have ever found thee honest true, so let me find thee still. So, Balthazar, as I have always found you true, honest, and trustworthy, let me still find you the same. Take this same letter, and use thou all the endeavour of a man in speed to Padua. Take this letter, Portia hands a letter to Balthazar, and make all the speed a man can, and reach Padua. See thou render this into my cousin's hand, and give this letter to my cousin, Dr. Bellerio. And look what notes and garment he doth give me. And see, look, take care of the notes, the papers, and the garment that he gives you. Bring them, I pray thee, with the imagined speed, unto the Tranect, to the common ferry which trades to Venice. So bring them with all the possible speed to the Tranect, that is the landing place of the ferry, where the common ferry leaves for Venice. Waste no time in words, but get thee gone. I shall be there before thee. Do not waste any time in speaking, but be gone, and I will be present there at the tranect before you. Balthazar, Madam, I go with all convenient speed. Madam, I will reach there as fast as I can. Exit. Balthazar leaves the scene. We have only Portia and Nerissa remaining in the scene. Portia, come on, Nerissa, I have work in hand that you yet know not of. Come on, Nerissa, I have a plan ready for you that you are not yet aware of. We will see our husbands before they think of us. We will meet a husband before they have any idea of seeing us. Nerissa, shall they see us? Can they really see us? Portia, they shall. Nerissa, but in such a habit that they shall think we are accomplished with what we lack. They shall see us, they will see us, Nerissa, but in a dress that they will think that we have the quality of men. I hold thee any wager, I bet with you any amount, Nerissa. When we are both accounted like young men, I will prove the prettier fellow of two. When we are both dressed up like young men, I will prove to be prettier than you. And wear my dagger with a brave grace, and speak between the change of a man and boy with a reed voice, and I will hold my dagger. Dagger is a short knife, a short sword, with a great air of boldness, and speak in a voice as if my voice is changing from that of a boy to a man, with a reed voice, with a shrill voice, and turn two mincing steps into a manly stride, and turn two short steps, ladylike short quick steps, into a big step that of a man, and speak of phrase like a fine bragging youth, and tell quaint lies. And I'll speak of fights like the fine boastful youth, and tell fanciful lies. How honorable ladies sought my love, which I denying, they fell sick and died. How honorable ladies, they asked for my love, and when I denied, they fell sick and died. I could not do withal, and I could not help it. Then I will repent and wish for all that I had not killed them. And then I will pretend to repent and wish that I had not done that. And 20 of these punny lies I'll tell, and 20 of these small lies I'll tell, that men shall swear I have discontinued school above a 12 month. That will make men say that it is only a year since I had left school. I have within my mind 1,000 raw tricks of this bragging jacks which I will practice, and I have in my mind 1,000 such tricks of these boastful fellows which I will practice there. Portia says that when she is disguised as a man, she will be doing a few things which will make people believe that she is a man in reality. And those things are that she will wear a dagger with an air of boldness. She will speak in a shrill voice as if her voice is changing from that of a boy to a man. She will take long steps like a man, and speak small lies of fight, and also say that how honorable ladies asked for a love, and when she denied that, they fell sick and they died. But come, I'll tell thee all my whole device when I am in my coach. But come, I will tell you all of my plan when we are in the carriage, which stays for us at the park gate, and therefore haste away, for we must measure 20 miles to way, which is waiting at the gate of the park, and therefore hurry up, because we have to travel 20 miles today. So with this, I end with the explanation of Act 3, Scene 4. Thank you.